Faye, your turn, followed by Mark.
That sounds disgusting. Don't sleep on others' dribble.
Just the unknown ones.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Faye Waterman, the Conversation Curator. And what I do is I specialize in building clarity into your message so that you are seen as the authority in your field. So if you want to build clarity into your message, come talk to me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Faye. And excellent. That's our elevator pitches. This moves on to our speaker spot this week. Today, I'm going to pull someone out of the crowd. Now, this person has managed to get away with not speaking as the speaker's spotlight probably all of last year, and then so far this year as well. So she's been around for a while. She just managed to get out of speaking somehow. I don't know how she's flown under the radar, but she has. The opportunity arrives today where she gets to speak because the speaker that was coming in is now dealing with International Happiness Day stuff. And so this person's in. So I'm just going to spotlight this person so that she knows that she's speaking. And let me go from here. So every week at Business at Breakfast International, one of the members gets the opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The members can use this time to problem solve or seek assistance or advice from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today we have the wonderful Faye Waterman, the Conversation Curator. I met Faye probably 4 years ago when I first started at Happy Neighbourhood Project. We ended up at Happy Neighbourhood Project Australian Morning Group and ended up in a breakout room, had a one-to-one from there. Took me a while, but I managed to get Faye over here to Business at Breakfast. So we were always over there, but then I managed to get her over here too. And then we've really been networking together for nearly 4 years. Faye has a radio station. She does podcasting. She has great conversations with people. She curates conversations. She has a YouTube channel with a what do you call it? It's called What's Your Superpower? She runs her own networking event. Faye, I'm going to let you kind of tell us all these little bits and pieces of what it is you do. However, you have 8 minutes and Renee's setting a timer, so you will see it. You've got up to 8 minutes. At that time, the buzzer will go, I'll do this. If you haven't finished by then, you can wrap it up. Short and sweet is fine. If it doesn't take you 8 minutes, that's completely fine. We'll have plenty of questions to ask, I am sure. So with that, you can take it away.
Thank you, Misty. Very unexpected. Well, I am known as the Conversation Curator, and what I actually love doing is delving into who you are and really allowing you to see who you are. So when I have a conversation, I don't just have a conversation. It's like sitting in a cafe, and I delve in to find out the magic and brilliance that you have suppressed so it can shine on the outside. I think we're all very busy looking for the shiny objects outside ourselves when we are the shiny object. And I do have a radio show, which is now in its 9th year, and I've had amazing conversations on that, which have brought me to tears, brought me to laughter and no words for some of the things that people have shared on my radio show. When I started it, I wanted a bucket so I could vomit in it. I was so nervous, but now it just happens. The podcast that I have is What's Your Superpower? And I find that people do the do every day, and they're really good at what they do, but they don't get to recognize how good they are at what they do. So I give them the opportunity to brag about how good they are and have those aha moments and recognize those amazing magic and brilliant parts of them that they don't see because they're so busy doing the do. I also do another podcast, which is called the 3 R's, Reset, Refocus and Renew, with a co-host. And it's a bit of fun. We're going to go and do some street talking. It's about, life in general, all sorts of things. It can go for 5 minutes, it can go for 10 minutes, it can go for 15 minutes. It doesn't go in for any longer than that. and we have a lot of fun doing that. I do run a virtual coffee cocktail conversation lounge, and it's all about bringing people together. It's not about networking. It's not about pitching. It's not about selling. It's about getting to know each other. So you share something in there that people don't know about you, and then we can have a Q&A. People can ask questions, and then you can take that and get to know someone outside that. And yeah, what I'm all about is my passion, my purpose is to get you seen as the magic and brilliance that you have inside you, so that you are seen by your audience as the authority in your field. Thank you.
I'll do
Any
it again without
questions,
the mute
anyone?
button. Nicely done. 3 minutes. All right, who's got some questions for Faye? I'll start. Faye, how much does it cost for a curated conversation with you?
Well, there are different packages. When I work with a business, I usually work with people for a minimum of 3 months, because, you know, when we have the conversation, it can go for an hour or an hour and a half, whatever. And then that turns into social media content. So it depends. It can start at, for a month, $1,500.
Okay. Yep. Excellent. Joanne Kopp, you've got your hand up.
Thank you. This is more a curiosity question, Faye. Is what conversation out of all the last 9 years sticks out in your mind the most?
Gosh, there was one that actually does stick out in my mind, and that was one where there was no words to say. And it was a lady who lives in the UK, had written a book about her life and the abuse that she'd had in her life. And she shared it on radio, and it's live to air radio, so it's not podcast. And we're just having this conversation, and she just comes out with this stuff. And I said, I have no words. I can't say anything to that, because there were no words to say. Another one, I suppose, there's another lady who created her own, healing modality, which is used all over the world by doctors and all that sort of thing. And she was talking about living with abuse. And I won't go into the gory details of what she shared on radio, but it was pretty horrific, the things that she'd actually gone through. You know, I'm honoured and privileged to have conversations with people who share things that they've never shared with anyone, live on air or when I'm having a conversation with them. So I'm honoured. I don't take it for granted that I have, it's not just a conversation. It is a conversation that's raw, real and heartfelt.
Thank you.
How long are your conversations on the radio, Faye?
2 hours. So
Yeah.
when I have a guest on the radio, it is a 2-hour conversation, except for the little bits of ads. So you could take out maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes. The rest is a conversation. Yeah.
It's amazing how many people say to me, oh, I was on the radio with Faye. I didn't know I could speak for 2 hours. Yes, when it's broken up into sections and somebody's guiding you with questions, it's so easy. Like the time goes like that. You don't even know that 2 hours have passed. So, you know, get yourself a cup of tea, get halfway through it. It's gone cold and you don't even notice the time has gone. It's fantastic. Excellent. Pat, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to ask the question, Joanne, so I'll ask another one. Yeah, I know that it's taken a while to get to the word clarity. What are the blockages that are preventing people from presenting that clarity in the first place? I mean, what is it? What's the blockage? What are you finding?
There are a lot of places people don't have the confidence. They don't want to be heard. They don't want to be seen. What have I got to say that people want to hear? Those sorts of things. And particularly when you know, you're running a business, you give out what you think your message is, but it actually isn't the full message that you give out. You leave off things. I find that business owners will give a certain part of what they do, but the rest of it isn't spoken about. And that's what I bring out as well, so that they know the whole story of what you actually do. It's about building that clarity and asking the questions and finding out what else is it that you do? What else is it you do? Because when you're working with somebody as a business owner, they know this part of what you do, and they may need another part of something, and they go find someone else, and they come back to you and they say, oh, I found someone to help me with this, when you can say, well, I do that as well. So it's all about bringing out the right message, getting the clarity in exactly what you do. If you're a writer, what kind of writing do you do? How long has it taken you to get there? What can you do for your clients? How can you support them, build their confidence and their, you know, it's all about building the confidence and you standing out as the shiny object in your own space. Because we're too busy finding other things to make us look good. It's not about that. I mean, Jacqueline is a prime example of what she does. She just gets in and does it and says what she does. And there's clarity in her message. A lot of business owners don't have that exact clarity. Did that answer your question, Pat?
Yeah, I've just put in the text box authority. Well, I've just put author, so there's a spell typo, but yeah.
But you are an authority in your field, so you want to appear as that authority, whether you're writing a book or whether you're the Reiki master or whether you're the person that, you know, stops people from sleeping on other people's pillows. You know, the message that you give, that you need to be front of mind of people. It's looking at what you don't see in yourself. When I have that conversation, I see things in people that I don't see in themselves, so that they can go away and have a think about what it is that they can add to their business, which is already there, but they've never thought about adding it to their business. So yeah, I delve deeply through conversation, and it's not hard to have a conversation.
Not hard for you. Yeah, because that's what you practice at. So yeah, so it becomes very easy if you're having a conversation with Faye. You don't have to worry about the conversation at your end, because Faye starts it and gets it going, and then she knows how to keep it going as well.
It's really interesting. I've only probably ever had one or two people that have really made me work at having a conversation on my radio show. And there's always those people. But you know what? When you get to see how good you are at what you do, you walk away with confidence. And that's what it's all about, having that confidence to go out there and show everyone that you're really good at what you do and you are the authority in your field. It's really important for people to see that, and you shining and making sure that your audience knows you. You know, it's all about know, like, and trust, and building those relationships when you show yourself as that authority. And it's taken me a long time to get to where I am, because I used to be that person that thought, who wants to see me? Who wants to hear me? What have I got to say that's of importance to anyone? So I've been there, and sometimes I'm still there. Sometimes I'm still there. Why does anyone want to work with me? Why does anyone want to, you know, have a conversation with me? It's only a conversation. Never, ever brush off a conversation with any of your clients or someone that wants to talk to you because they've contacted you. They may have been sitting in the background, lurking there until you say something specific that they now want to talk to you. And that's really important. They may not say anything for 2 or 3 years, but they're there watching. And all it takes is one thing, and then they're there and they can be your client forever. It's all about the conversation, so don't take it lightly.
Excellent. And Faye, how did the What's Your Superpower podcast come about?
The What's Your Superpower podcast came about because we have a thing called tall poppy syndrome here in Australia. And when someone, you know, is successful and they start shining on the outside, there are people that say, oh, look at them. Oh, they're an overnight success. And there's no such thing as an overnight success. They've never seen all the 5 to 10 years of hard work that you've done behind the scenes to be that overnight success. And so I want people to, I don't call it bragging. I want you to see, because you're so busy doing the do, you don't see the magic and brilliance that you have inside. So I want you to recognize that. So when I have a conversation with you, and it is a conversation, there's no preparation for anything that I do. It is a conversation because I can find out anything that I need to know about you. And it's all about you bragging about yourself and having those aha moments. And there, I mean, Carolyn, for instance, we had well, she's been on my podcast, and there were things that we had conversations about, which were amazing. She has so much to her story, and there were things that she does that are she has passions about, which she can incorporate into her business. Just take it over and incorporate it in. So it's recognizing your magic and your brilliance and looking at the superpowers and feeling good about yourself, because if we don't like ourselves or don't love ourselves, we can't love anyone else. We've got to honor ourselves and respect ourselves first.
Excellent. Thank you, Faye. Yes, it's not called bragging if it's true. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
You can brag all day long, but if it's true, it's not bragging. Bragging's a good thing. I think it's great. It's important to tell people how good you are, because they don't notice. Just so that you know, people around you go, yeah, I get you love what you do. No, you're not really noticing what it is that I do. Most people don't know what somebody else does. Joe, you've got your hand up. Joe Watson.
Yes, I just wanted to say that agree that Faye can find out anything, absolutely anything. She's really good at what she does, and the 2 hours, as Misty says, just flies past really, really quick. She's it's a very natural thing, and the 2 hours and the talk, and it doesn't feel like an effort on anybody's behalf. So it's a really good time to have. So yeah, I highly recommend to talk to Faye if you get the opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Joe. And thank you, Faye, for being our speaker today. I know that I pretty much threw you under the bus, but, you know, time's time. So opportunity was here. You came in. I knew that I didn't have a speaker, and I thought when I turn up, the right person's going to turn up. When you came in, I'm just going, there she is, right there. So thank you so much for being our speaker, and thank you, audience, for participating, asking questions, and getting involved in the conversation as well.